Our plan was to travel down the Dniester River using an inflatable canoe we brought with us from England. We planned to start in the small town of Skolia in the Carpathian Mountains in Ukraine. We were then planning to go along a tributary, join the Dniester River and travel through Ukraine, along the Moldova-Ukraine border and then down through Moldova to the city of Tiraspol. Tiraspol is located in Transdniester, a breakaway region in Moldova, and the Dniester forms the border between the two.
On the 11th of July we set off from England by train, knowing that in order to complete our trip we would have to paddle over 640 miles in just 4 weeks, an average of around 25 miles a day. We would be camping wild on the banks of the river, purifying water and buying food from local people, relying on only a basic knowledge of Russian. Despite this, we were aware we had the opportunity to explore areas that have only become accessible in the last few decades. Ukraine and Moldova, both former Soviet states, have suffered political unrest in recent years and are amongst the poorest countries in Europe.
Here we are, we've arrived in Skolia. We're about to buy some provisions in the town and hit the river. We've seen it from the train, looks pretty intense, especially for our canoe. It wasn't really built for that kind of stuff.
Okay, we've got to the river and you can see that it's pretty wild. We had an interesting encounter with a Ukrainian who had a little bit of a fetish for canoes, and he wanted to show us a load of pictures, but we eventually got here, got our provisions, and now we're going to set off and hopefully not get too wet.
What are we about to do?
Oh, we'll freeze our legs off, I think.
We're about to set off.
Yeah,
Right,
set off.
okay.
We've got about 300 metres and the river is a lot wilder than we thought, and there's some seriously big chop out there. And as you can see, we've filled the canoe with water, so we're going to have to empty it. I think we're just going to have to try going on and empty every time it fills up, because I think it calms down eventually. But at the moment the river is pretty wide and it's awesome as well.
Was it dangerous?
Yeah, a little dangerous, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think drowning's really a risk, but you know, maybe a prolonged submersion.
Right, we just got past the rapids and it was pretty awesome. Got a lot of adrenaline pumping now. We got stuck on a rock at one point, almost washed over sideways, which would have been pretty bad. But yeah, we managed to get through without taking on too much more water. Got a bit of calm now before the next storm.
We're currently stuck on a rock in the middle of some rapids. We went over a massive stopper and just went straight onto this rock, and now we're stuck with the canoe. We're going to get off in a minute, but it's just kind of a cool place to be. And this is one of the craziest bits of rapids we've been on this river. It's pretty awesome and pretty scary as well.
Right, we've just come down some more rapids and didn't really go as planned. The rapids were, well, the worst we've come across. The waves were probably about the same size, but they had some huge boulders in the middle. We got stuck on one, almost got swept off it. That's where you saw the film before. And managed to get back in, and instead of pulling in, which we should have done, we carried on, got stuck on the next boulder. The canoe took a serious battering. We almost got swept off, etc. Managed to get through, got to land, and we found we've got a puncture. It's not as serious as we thought it might be at first, but if you have a look down here, just got a little crack in the middle of that, which means the whole floor's deflated, and we can't go any further today basically. We also shouldn't do any more rapids because we're gonna hurt ourselves, hurt the canoe, and put the whole expedition in jeopardy. So possible plan is to walk back to Skolia. It's probably 4 or 5 miles, get a train to Stree or beyond, and get in again when the river's flatter, having fixed the canoe.
Well, there's a reason for my teaching, even though I can't explain. More than a dream that you are reaching, more than a laugh that shadows all the pain.
We're now in Lviv after a bit of a problem this morning.
Yeah, we had the puncture, but we also lost 2 skegs.
Which are the keels which keep the boat straight in the water.
Yeah, without them it's pretty much impossible to keep it in a straight line on a river with any current at all, and the wind also blows it, of course. So as soon as we realised we lost 1, we felt it, and then we lost 2. We just had no control in the swell. And that was sort of the same time that we got the puncture. We decided we needed to take the canoe out and head somewhere with a facility to fix it, get some materials. We need to glue the puncture, obviously, and we also need to try and make some new skegs, because it's going to make canoeing very hard without skegs.
It's also going to put us behind schedule, so we decided that we're going to get the train further south.
All of us,
further down the course of the Dniester.
We'll skip we were on the Stree River to start with. We're going to try and skip that. It's a tributary just next to it, so we'll skip that, and then we'll join the Dniester further down, closer to Ivano-Frankivsk, which is a large city, a large town. It's further down the Dniester. Okay, we've spent the day scouring Lviv for implements and accessories in the canoe to try and make 2 skegs and repair puncture. We've got some super glue for repairing puncture, and then for the skegs we've got these plastic bowls. We've got some saw and some stuff, so we're going to try and cut these into skeg kind of shapes and then attach them with bolts to the previous mountings for the skegs, which we hope should be sufficient to do the job.
Just when I thought that it was over, I lost my grip and I hit the wall. A simple dream that I tripped over. Now I have to wake up to my fall, until I rise up, fall down. Is this the reason that I can't feel the ground? Am I waiting for my tomorrow, or should I say goodbye?
Finished article. 2 brand new skegs. We've spent all day working on it. We've got the puncture fixed on the other side. Skegs in place. Put a bolt through so they shouldn't come out again. And hopefully we're back in business. Gonna try and get some paddling done tomorrow.
Right, so our last morning in Lviv. It's a really beautiful city actually. We could definitely stay here longer. We came here by accident, but I'm glad we did. Yeah, we've fixed up the canoe. We've had a crazy few days, but hopefully we can get back to the Dniester today, do some real paddling, and it kind of feels like we're being re-released into the wild after a few days licking our wounds in captivity.